Do short theme song intro. Hello, welcome to Left of the Box. Bonjour, bienvenue. I'm Sandy. Well, it happened. I tested positive for COVID. I started feeling sick last Friday, but I brushed it off. It's not uncommon. My cooking makes me feel like throwing up. But Saturday, I was still feeling really sick, like I had a cold. So I was able to get some rapid tests, and I took a test and it came back negative. Sunday, the test was negative. So I thought, okay, maybe 2 tests could be a false negative. So I took a third one on Monday. And after 15 minutes, that test was also negative. But I left it on my counter, and when I went back some time later, there was just the faintest second line, and I thought, maybe the dye was just running. I don't know. But on Tuesday, I had plans to go out and plans to be around people. And I couldn't live with myself with the what if it is COVID? And so I decided to take a 4th test, and that one clearly stated that, yes, I do have COVID. I have no idea how I got it. I'm triple vaxxed. I wear a mask in public. I keep my contacts with others low. I'm going through my head trying to think of all the interactions I had, and at no point can I figure out where I caught it. All I know is I'm extremely thankful I've been triple vaxxed, because I have been fairly sick. Or it might just feel that way because since wearing masks, this is the first time I've been sick. In the past 2 years, I haven't had the flu or a cold. I'm not too worried about my symptoms now. I've never been worried about actually catching COVID initially and making it through, just given my age range, my health, all that sort of stuff. The thing that scares me the most is long COVID. There's accounts of what happens to people over periods of times, what it can do. And the one that really sticks out to me is that it's had negative effects on people's mental health. I'm already hanging on by a thread when it comes to my mental health. I can't afford more disruption to it. I can't afford for this to affect it negatively. Because if it does, then there's a chance that COVID has cost in their life. All of our governments are dropping the mandates now, even though the cases are starting to skyrocket up. And that's not including people like me who have taken a test at home and it's been positive. That can be thousands of people, or there's thousands of people who just don't bother because they figure it's over because the government doesn't seem to be taking it seriously anymore. Yeah, I get it. We're all tired of it. We're all tired of the masks. But I'm okay wearing a mask if it means one other person doesn't have to go through what I'm going through. I never fell into the camp of saying we're all going to catch it at some time. I was hopefully going to avoid it the entire time. I was trying my best. But there's only so much you can do when everyone else around you stops taking it seriously. And again, that's not me saying that you shouldn't. It's just saying that's getting a lot harder. And the anxiety I feel right now, it's like I just got my big break, and then I get this. And given my past, my history, and what's happened to me, it's not that surprising, actually. That was almost to be expected. But I'm still worried about what might happen. And yet all these COVID enthusiast people are out having rallies, and the anti-protesters, the people who are still believing in science and still trying their best to prevent it, they're the ones that tend to get attacked by the police still. And I know a lot of people have said, how did this become so politicized? How did it become such a left-wing, right-wing issue? And all I have to say to that is, of course it did. Our lives have become increasingly politicized for decades. How many people feel that when they see somebody on the street, it's their fault, that they should have done better, that we shouldn't give them any money? That's a political stance. That's your political ideology right there. When it comes to our health care and it being stripped away, that's political. When it comes to MAID, medical assistance in dying, being offered to people with disabilities before proper housing and supports, that's political. Our lives have always been pawns for our government. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And it just makes me so upset when I see people get mad at others when we're trying to help you. The way people get mad at others for wearing a mask. The way that people get mad when we say pharmacare should be a thing. Because, oh no, you might have to pay more taxes, which if done properly, no, you won't. People are increasingly feeling like they have a lack of control in their life, and they lash out at whoever is closest by. And there are real world implications for this. Us not agreeing to the TRIPS waiver means that there will be billions of people around the world vulnerable to COVID that didn't have to be. If our governments actually worked together, COVID could have been wiped off the face of this planet. But because of capitalism, because of greed, because of politics, it's not. Because our lives are just another part of the machine, the neoliberal machine that keeps our governments going. I don't know what I can say to be encouraging. I don't know what I can say other than, yeah, we need to elect better leaders. And the parties are making that more and more difficult all the time through screening out candidates that tend to be more progressive or more outspoken. But it's when people stopped caring about the suffering of others because they're so involved with keeping their own head above water that I think everything changed. Because you can't be focused on the suffering of others when you're struggling to breathe yourself. And I think that was intentional by the government. Because when you're so focused on yourself, when you're so focused on keeping yourself afloat, you don't worry about the bigger picture. I try my best. That's why I have the channel. To do what I can when I can. I hope I make it through COVID fine. So far, it just feels like a cold. I've had some pretty bad coughing fits, but, I'm fairly confident I'm going to get through this. The long COVID, again, I'm more worried about that. All I have to say is please keep on wearing masks. Please keep your distance. Please keep on taking as many precautions as you can, because if the government won't protect us, we have to protect ourselves. We have to look out for each other. And we really need to start grassroots movements to get all the neoliberals out of government. We need better leaders. And if you think you're that person, or if you think you know that person, encourage them to run. Encourage them to get involved. Push back against the parties when they say, no, we can't have this person because they speak their mind. A better world is possible. It is doable. All the studies have shown whenever we've done basic income, whenever we've done studies about happiest nations in the world, and nations with the most socialism are the happiest. And it's easily doable. It just means there's a lot less billionaires. And I'd rather have fewer billionaires than to keep on going the way we are. I hope everyone can find ways to keep safe. I don't want anyone else to catch this, even though I know at this point you still have a chance of not catching it. So don't give up on thinking you won't catch it if you haven't had it. Because I sure as hell don't intend to get it a second time. I don't need well wishes. I don't need people to tell me that they hope I make it through. I appreciate the thought, but I'm going to be fine. Others won't. So it's important that we keep doing everything we can to prevent the spread. If you can help out my channel, I'd really appreciate it. You can hit subscribe, you can like this video, you can share this video. If you have any financial means, you can become a Patreon, linked below, or help me build my studio by going to my wish list, also linked below, and seeing if there's anything there you can contribute. Every little bit helps. A special thanks to those of you who already have. Salut, à la prochaine. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. I'm Sandy, wishing your tomorrow is better than your today.